Hi guys, so we're back and do not forget that the theme is Global Africa and the virus. So today I'm going to be interviewing Ihunmehai Isaac. She's on here and I will be inviting her over. Hi,
Hi, Sosa. So nice to see you.
good to see you,
You
Ihunmehai.
look great.
You and you too. I love the hair, I love the colors.
Thank you. Thank you.
So how's your day going?
I mean, it's been good. I've been spending quite some time listening to everyone that has been interviewed so far, so it's been interesting and just doing some work, while I wait. So it's been great so far.
Okay.
How's your day been? And it's been really cold here too. Like it's freezing, but it's been good. What about you?
It's going okay, like the event and interviewing like the storytellers, listen to the
Right.
things is very profound and
Right.
thing. So
Mm-hmm.
so far so good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes. So okay, so I know about Human High, but I
Yeah.
viewers know about the Human High. So if Human High,
Right.
introduce yourself to the viewers. Who are you?
Okay. So first of all, I'll say thank you so much for this opportunity to, be on this like event.
Pleasure.
So yeah. So my name is Ihunmehai Isaac. The meaning of my name Ihunmehai means someone who is fortunate. And my friends call me Ihum. So Ihunmehai is like really long, so like I just like shortened it to Ihum. So you can call me Ihum if you wish. I'm a filmmaker based in New York. I'm originally from Nigeria. I just like graduated from my master's in media management from the new school. Yay! I missed the pandemic and like several challenges, but we made it through. Yes, and I'm a storyteller. I'm a podcaster. I have a podcast currently that I produce and co-host with my dear friend in NYU
Is it
called Grad. And so it's about grad life. So what we do is that we call different students and even post-grad lifers who have like experienced grad school, and we call them on the podcast to kind of tell their stories about like experiences in grad school. And so that on the side, and then like I do commercial like videography, so I'm a video producer as well. So that's me in a nutshell.
cool. So many things tied to a human high. You do.
Yeah, right.
So the theme being global Africa and the virus. I'd like to. How has the pandemic affected your work as a documentary filmmaker in New York?
Wow. I mean, like my I was listening to Malia, speak just a few minutes ago. It's been really, really tough, I would say. I remember when the pandemic hit, and then I started considering different things, like what else can I be aside from being a filmmaker? Because like everything was just like shut down as filmmakers. Like you couldn't, go out to make your films. You couldn't like do so much. Like I remember that at the point of the pandemic, just before it hit, I was making my short film called Step Out. It's a story of a young Nigerian woman with a son who is stuck in an abusive relationship because of her immigration status. So I'd already done the audition. I had done, I'd raised some funds. I had, reached out to people. My friends were sending money to help out with the production and everything. And then the pandemic hit. So like everything had to stop. And, it was really, really crazy for us. So really, COVID has really impacted filmmakers. And like for me personally, it has really impacted me. But we are kind of coming out of it gradually, taking preventive measures, like doing the things we're supposed to do to make sure that we do what we are called to do. So we're kind of just growing out of it gradually, and hopefully very soon, everything really dies down, and maybe there's a vaccine or something, and we can just move on from there.
Um,
Yeah.
that's awesome that like you're taking measures to like balance,
Right. Right.
be docile about the fact that you
Mm.
like halted some plans, but that doesn't
Right.
like move on with like
Right.
project that you had
Mm-hmm.
prior to
Right.
COVID-19.
Right.
So speaking about global Africa, yeah,
Yeah,
Nigeria. I'm also from Nigeria. A
yeah,
lot within a very short period of time with
right.
that movement going on.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think, with the NSAS movement going on, what do you have to say about that?
So, sir, you
Yeah.
see, I had to take a deep breath first because it's, like I know you would even like share in this same thought. It's been really, really depressing. I would say it's been very. I mean, I'm not in Nigeria right now. I'm in New York, but then again, going on Twitter, checking the internet, seeing everything that is going on. It just like sometimes you just wake up and you just start crying because that's where you're from. No matter where you are in the world, home is always home.
And I feel like
So
it kind of feels even worse,
right,
worse for us in the diaspora because people
right,
firsthand having first accounts.
exactly.
Like for us here, it's not any easier because
Mm,
that's the what
right,
any human being wants to be.
right, exactly.
Can't help, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or it
Yeah, right. So that's how it's really been. So, what I started doing was that I paused.
mm,
I stayed off social media for a while and I was asking myself, what can I do to contribute? What can I do to help my brothers and sisters back home? I started relearning a lot of things. I watched a documentary about, the African colony by, the Shola Shashere. I was researching, I was talking to my friends, and like, what can we do? Like, it's not just, I mean, look at what happened with the Lekki massacre.
I know.
That was like
Or
was the most painful thing and most horrible thing ever. But somehow, like, there's hope is not lost. That's what I would say. And I feel like no matter how little, like, what I was able to do, like, for me personally, was that, like, I have these friends back home in Nigeria that we were documenting every process, like, of what was going on, so that we can use it and for knowledge purposes, for a documentary, for a film. Look at me going all the way back and watching African Colony on Netflix and learning about things that happened in the 50s and in the 40s, and it gives you like a better understanding of what you're grappling with. So it's so important right now for us filmmakers to kind of really document this process and you know use it as a tool in the future. So that's what it has been so far for me as a filmmaker for during this NSAS protest
mm,
period. Yeah.
how do you think your field of work would influence social reform in Nigeria?
Hmm.
Being a
You
doctor.
know, right. I mean, as a visual storyteller, because like I do different types of storytelling. I try to do film, documentary, and just even commercial work. And what I think, my role is, because even first of all, how I got into this industry,
Mm,
I remember being influenced by the media.
mm,
I remember growing up watching TV, watching this, and you just want to be like this person. And I used to think to myself, like 14-year-old me, would think to myself, I'll be like, wow, this media thing, this TV thing is so powerful. It's something that you should be a part of, Ihums, because like you have the creative tendencies and everything. So I'm just like, I need to be part of this. I need to be able to tell our own stories. I need to be able to contribute. So I feel like,
a lot
you
of
know,
things,
yes,
like a lot of
right.
stories about Africa.
Yeah,
First moved here, like a huge culture shock for me.
right,
Weird questions like, oh, oh, the first, or maybe comments like, oh, you
right,
speak good English.
right.
Number two, oh, did you have houses in Nigeria?
Hello.
Hey, yeah, this thing you guys call houses, you know,
Right,
it's very,
right.
as documentary filmmakers, like,
Right. So you see that question.
you
You
know,
see that question they're asking you about how, like, maybe that's what they've seen all this while. They've seen huts and they see you in huts and everything. They think that's all it is about Africa. But that's not true. There's so many beautiful stories. There's so many, even sadly, with everything going on with the corruption. Yeah, we all know that. But like the other co-host always said earlier on in in this like conference. He mentioned and he referred to Chimamanda Adichie, and
Yeah.
talked about, not the dangers of just, hearing one side of the story, the dangers of a single story. Like, there's so many stories that makes up Africa. So
Mm.
it's important for us to tell, and it's different when we tell it ourselves, because we have experienced it, we know it, it's ours. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's important for us to tell our stories.
Like, we have first accounts of it. No one can tell.
First-hand experience.
We can, because like,
Right.
Africa is in us. That's what we identify with. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we are as individuals.
Right.
That's our motherland. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely, for sure.
Right.
So I don't know if you've said this, but what influenced you to become a storyteller? Why did you choose that path to become a storyteller?
Right. Yeah. So like I was saying, I feel like TV in fact, TV trained me. Like being on, like watching TV, listening to the radio and all of this, like reading newspapers. So I'm just like, I want to contribute, but I didn't really know, because I had my first degree in accounting, and I
Oh,
was still kind of, you know, contemplating and everything, and somehow I just like decided to take that bold step. I've just been like, how many years in the game? Like 3 years, and I've just like, this is what I want to do. I want to contribute. I want to tell our stories. I want to even share my experiences. There's so many things. Sometimes you experience so many things, in this life, and sometimes you feel like if you're able to tell your story, you'll be helping another person. And then also I just feel, also like filmmaking is an educational tool, and it's so powerful. I keep on referencing people like Ava DuVernay, and that really awesome documentary about the African colony. Like, to be honest with you, like if I didn't watch that documentary, I wouldn't have known anything about what happened so many years ago. So filmmaking is such a powerful tool, and I want to use that tool to influence my generation. I want to use that tool to lend my voice. So I think that's so important. Yeah.
definitely, for sure. Talking about Eva
DuVernay, yeah.
I had to watch it too. The one on Black
13th, yes. That documentary is awesome.
was profound. I learned a lot.
Very profound.
If you want to, you can go on Netflix, like right there, and you just watch it and feed your mind. So, thinking about the theme is global Africa and the virus. So I'm always gonna global Africa, and with everything that's going on, the SARS massacre, which was totally horrific. What are your hopes for Nigeria?
I know that regardless of what has happened, which is like deep, very sad, and I just feel like one thing that I saw during this time, and it's still ongoing, is how the youth came together to really fight this thing. And it's so inspiring. And I just feel like now that we are awake, now that our eyes have opened, I feel like the momentum is going to continue from there. Like the young people coming together, whether you're in the US or in Canada or Ireland or wherever you are, like contribute in any way that you can to make sure that our Nigeria, our Africa doesn't, Can you hear me?
I didn't hear the last sentence. South Africa doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't fall. Like we're able to stand by, because I grew up, listening to stories about how great our country is, how great our continent is, and I feel like we can live up to that story. And the young people, we have the power to do so. All we just need is unity, and just that's what Malia was saying. That united front, and indeed being united, community. Oh my God, like helping. When you see another Black person, you don't just criticize them, you don't judge them. Wherever you are, help out. Community is so important. It's so strong, and I'll make reference to the other speaker who referenced ants. How hardworking they are. One thing you'll notice about ants too is that they have strong community. There's so much exactly together, and you always see them moving together. So I feel like young people, what we displayed with the NSAS movement is so powerful, and if we could just like leverage that, we'll go far, and there's hope, definitely.
It was to see like protests like happen globally, you know,
Right,
as you know, and
it's so powerful. You see everybody,
came together.
right.
Going on at the moment,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like the Nigerian government has like pretty much banned protests,
Right.
right? But like
Mm-hmm.
people are still protesting.
I'm still finding different ways to contribute.
Definitely, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Much for coming on here today.
Thank you so much, sister.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to have you on here to
Thank
share
you.
your wisdom and your words and
Thank you.
just everything.
Thank you.
So I'll let you enjoy your day.
Yes.
Hey, though, don't forget
Okay.
one more storyteller.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.